to Open Vibes with your host, Denmika Eugene. Good evening, and welcome to Open Vibes. We are here with Miss Drena Blanton, better known as Miss Drena B. She is a successful entrepreneur. She's a God-fearing woman, but I'm not going to tell you all of her story. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her brand and who she is.
Okay, hi guys. So my name is Drena Blanton. I kind of go by Drena B. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur now for going on 8 years, and my brand is the Self Love Box.
Excellent. So, what made you start the Self Love Box?
Initially, during the time I was doing another business venture, and I had a self love retreat in my hometown in Natchez, Mississippi. And I wasn't so sure about it, but like the spirit kept pushing me to do it because it was so much going on that year. A lot of people were being killed back home in my hometown, and one of my best friends passed away, so it was a lot of people hurting. So I wanted to do something for the community, so I hosted a self-love retreat there. And after the self-love retreat, like I had like evangelists from different areas and other people asking me to host one in their hometown, but I didn't want to travel anymore because my daughter was kind of like becoming a teenager. So I'm like, okay, I want to be home with her. So I prayed about it and I asked God like to help me figure out how to put this into something that I can just ship out to people. And that's how the self-love box came about.
Oh, wow. And I'm sorry to hear about your friend, your best
Thank
friend.
you.
Um, so what how long was the retreat and how long did it what did you incorporate into those days at the retreat?
The retreat, it was just one day on a Sunday evening. And it was kind of out in the country, like a secluded setting. And me and my sister hosted it, and the ladies came out, and it was just like really powerful, like being calm in our spirit. I had some exercises that we did that kind of really tapped into who they were, to motivate them and like, push them to really do the things they've always wanted to do, just have self-belief and really practice self-love.
I love that. I absolutely love it. So what did you put in the box that could encompass all of that?
Oh, so that's the tricky part. I took the everything, pretty much everything that we did at the retreat. It kind of goes through a process where it starts out like where you kind of like get more in tune with who you are as a person, and the things you love about yourself, and it kind of go from there into like your fears and the things that you feel like are holding you back from being the best you can be.
Mhm.
It goes through a process of like releasing the things that are holding you back. I think that was my favorite part of the retreat. And it kind of brings people back to like, okay, because that part is a little bit emotional for some people, and it kind of brings you back in a sense, okay, this is who I am. I'm no longer going to hold on to the past. This is who I am right now, and who am I moving forward? And
Mhm.
it kind of closes out that way. And I incorporated those things into the box.
Wow. So are they personalized, individualized, or the box?
It's one box, but it kind of touch on areas that pretty much everybody go through and struggle with, or maybe need a little help with when it comes to like self-love and self-care.
Okay. So, Drena, what are some things that you believe that hold people back from self-love?
I believe, well, when it starts with us individually, I believe sometimes where we come from, our upbringing, the people we surround ourselves with, the negative thoughts that we think or have allowed other people to put into our minds to think about ourselves. I think those things most importantly.
Excellent. So, when did you begin the box? I mean, what was it that said, you know, right now is the time, and Actually, when did you figure out all the pieces of the puzzle to put into the box?
I would say I'm like a big thinker, so I went through the retreat and kind of went over everything that we did that there. It was a little difficult to incorporate it into the box, but I went through those exercises and the things that we did, and um, I would say about after thinking about it, it just came to me like when I pray on things and I
Mhm.
just be still and let God do what He do. Like it just will come to me, and I've learned not to wait on it or like to put it off. I just do it and let it do whatever it's gonna do. So just going, I went through everything and I just kind of flipped it into like this box. To be
This
honest, it's hard for me to even explain. I
I
know it was something from
understand.
God.
He was just pouring out. I love it.
For
I love
sure.
it. So, okay, Drena, I don't want you to downplay your role as an entrepreneur because you've been an entrepreneur for over 8 years. Um, how many businesses along your journey in these past 8 years have begin or started?
Let me count, girl. Okay, so I don't even keep count of it. Like,
Okay.
one, two. This is my sixth business
Wow.
venture.
Wow. And you've had pretty good success with most of your business ventures.
Yes, ma'am, I have. Thank God, I really have.
Thank God. And I think it's because you're allowing God to lead you. You're
Yeah.
allowing him to pour out and give you the vision. What is that process like for you? I'm trying to pick your brain because I know
Okay.
sometimes people have these ideas and thoughts and they never activate it. you know, how can somebody who have a vision and have these ideas and thoughts, what's the process to activation?
The process of activation. Where I am right now, looking back, I
Hmm.
would tell anyone identify with what your passion is, because a lot of times people get into business and they're just looking for the money
Hmm.
and chasing money, but you have to have a passion for it because the money is not always going to flow the way that it should, and you want to be sure that you have a passion there that's going to push you to keep going, to get the funds and different things that you're trying to accomplish on a financial level. If you don't have the passion, it's easy to give up.
Hmm.
And I found myself in business where initially it was about the money. I knew I didn't want to work for anyone, but it was about the money until I started being in these business situations. And it's like, it's serving no purpose. I
Hmm.
want to be able to get into business where I'm serving a purpose to really help people. I've done other businesses to help people, but it still wasn't a sense of satisfaction for me on a spiritual level until now. So
Nice.
I would say to just really take out some time and identify with what your passion is. That's something that only you would know. Um, don't speak to me too many people about what you're trying to do, because other people and their fears and their beliefs may deter you from doing those things. So you have to keep it within yourself, pray about it, meditate on it, and allow the feeling of it to guide you.
Exactly. Exactly. So throughout your business ventures, and how do you know? Because sometimes we think, ooh, this is the person I can bounce ideas off of, or this is the person I can interact with or ask. How do you know who to confide in or who to share your ideas or your dreams and passions with versus, oh no, this ain't it?
I would say people that you wholeheartedly trust. Deep down inside, we all be surrounded by people. Deep down inside, you can really, when you really get to know who you are, you can pinpoint who you can truly trust or not.
Mhm.
Um, Other than that, as far as like friends and family, I would only people that have achieved the things that I'm trying to achieve.
My sister, she always says, I only take advice from people who've been successful at a thing. you know. And it's times you can also observe other people's failures and be able to learn from that as well. But hearing taking sound advice or wisdom from someone, people who have achieved those goals, and people with a heart that want to pull you up out of the from where you are and see you grow to that next level.
Right. And
um,
that's not to take away from people. I mean, you can learn from all kinds of people. Me personally, it's certain things that you can learn from people. Like I'm the type of person, I'm just a freak spirit. I'll talk to homeless people. I learn from them, anybody. But when on a business spectrum,
mhm,
only those people that have really achieved on the level that you're trying to achieve to on, because it's things that they know that you don't know that's going to get you there, and people that's never been there really can't educate you on
exactly.
things, you know.
That's right. That's right. I've seen you operate in business. I've watched you over the years. I've seen you blossom and grow. But I really think this area is your niche market because, not only do you sell the box, but you also encourage and you coach as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, how is that going coupling with the box? How do you manage to keep balance in your business with that?
Well, my coaching is set up. I only do coaching on Tuesdays. Balance is something that I've had to master. Coaching Tuesdays is my coaching day. Any other day, like I'm not available for it, and my schedule kind of reflects this. So you kind of get in on a schedule if you can on a Tuesday. And it's like open from like 9 to 2, just to keep that balance there, because I've been in other business ventures where I've overwhelmed myself. And when
Mhm.
you overwhelm yourself with business, you're not as productive as you need to be. So just bringing my schedule down to allowing this day for this has really worked for me with the coaching.
Excellent, excellent. And I've noticed balance has been a running theme in all the business owners that I've talked to. They found a way that's going to work for them, and it's I know that's not an easy task. That's
It's,
not easy. It had to be some trial and error there.
oh, for sure, most definitely. But you know what I learned about it? You have to be firm about it, because I'm kind of like a person. I'm not a people pleaser, but I like to help people. But
Yes,
at the same time, I can't take away from what I'm doing that keeps me balanced, because at the end of the day, I have to really be my best self for my daughter and make sure these years are they're very important, so I cannot take from that time. So I kind of stand firm on a no when it's a no, and my schedule, this is it.
excellent. So you have a daughter. How old is she?
My daughter's 16.
Oh wow. So
Yes.
how is she, taking in, mom being a boss? Is she duplicating that? Is she observing your moves? Is it something she's thinking about?
She has voiced her thoughts on wanting to be an entrepreneur. I always tell her, like, just focus on your passion. Don't go into things for the money. Make sure it's something that you want to do. I don't rush her
That's
to
good.
those decisions. I kind of let her figure it out on her own. She helps me to a certain extent, but education is important. So, hey, that's your job. But it's been a lot of ups and downs as a business owner, with me and my daughter, because everything is not always great, and it's me and her. So she experienced those things too. But it has definitely, over the years, I can see how it has really had a positive impact on her, because she know how to like maneuver and bounce back and not get too down. It's just certain things. You're a business owner, so
Yes.
she knows how to kind of boss up too. I'll say that.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. And this is good. Our youth is taking what we're doing and they're learning from our errors, our mistakes and things that we do, so that by the time she becomes solidified entrepreneur, she'll have that balance. She'll understand how to network and market and the business world works. So I think that's definitely a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Drina, share some of your views on leadership. What do you think about leadership? And what does that mean to you?
I think leadership is you have to set the example. Sometimes leader they're just giving orders and not doing. Leadership is something that I really learned and mastered from being a parent. Just as a mom and raising a daughter, you have to move different ways and be the leader that you want your child to follow. So that helped me a lot in business, as far as leadership. I think that every great leader has to be initially a great follower,
Mhm.
not just following anyone. You have to know what to follow,
Yes,
because there are things that you have to learn in order to be a leader.
that's it.
Yeah. I do believe some people are like natural born leaders, but that's instilled in them from, growing up. A lot of people didn't have that. Um,
Mhm.
but just really staying true to like who you are, like being okay learning. You're always like going to be a learner if you're trying to prosper and have more. So in order to lead, you have to be able to learn and be open to it.
So, who has been some of your mentors or your guides through this, your business ventures, or even in your life?
My grandmother for sure, and my sister. I do have a spiritual advisor. Um, I read a lot, a whole lot. I haven't been reading a lot. It's for different material lately because I've been really trying to learn different characters in the Bible in a sense.
Love it.
But I educate myself so much, and I study successful people for sure.
Yes,
From way back when a lot of them are men, and I had to really master been keeping my femininity where it needs to be instead of
yes,
at being masculine when it comes to business. But definitely reading a lot. There are like some. I love Denzel Washington. I love him. Just his background and who he is, what he stands for. He's a true leader in our community.
he
I think it goes over a lot of people's head. They just see him as an actor,
is. Oh, I see.
right? um, who else? I like listen. I'm a little hood a little bit,
That's
so
all right. That's you can learn from everywhere, like you
oh
said.
for sure. I like Jeezy. He's an inspiration to me. Just his growth over throughout his life has been the next level. I mean, there's God working in his life for
Yes,
sure.
for
And
sure.
the Obamas, hello.
Yes.
Listen, I love the Obamas. They're my auntie and my uncle.
They
Anybody,
are, aren't they? Just
hello.
love them.
Anybody have
Everything.
anything to say about them, they got to fight me, okay? But yeah, I would look to those people as like leaders and like people
Mhm.
that I kind of look up to and get inspiration from. And then the readings have really played a major role in business because it's something that going in business like you have to be spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be spiritual. So just understanding that part of me has
Mhm.
made such an amazing impact on my life overall. Like
I
next
love
level.
I love it. I was listening a little bit to Pharrell today, and he really inspired me, really encouraged me. His sense of understanding the human connection and understanding how to motivate other people and how to customize, his energy to different people. It was like it was beautiful to hear. So I was really inspired by him today, and I was like, wow, I never really because I'm thinking music and listening to him speak, it was just profound. It was
Yeah.
profound. That was really nice.
Okay. I have to
Wow.
check it out. It sounds
So what type of books are you reading? Because sometimes people don't know what to read or what's good and I try to at least, read or audiobook. Wow.
okay. Um, for anyone that's interested in business or you're in business or starting out, I would definitely recommend it's by Napoleon Hill. Um, Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
That is an amazing book. And it's an easy read, and it kind of breaks down. When you initially read it, you're thinking rich, but it's really like mental and spiritual rich, because that's what's going to really take you to the places to really reach financial rich.
Yes.
People think money is everything when it's not. It's kind of what you do with your money that makes it what it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Just to really build that foundation of wealth mentally to be able to achieve it, it starts with your spiritual being and your mental being. I would recommend that book. For the women, well, men too. One of my all-time favorite books is Michelle Obama book, um, Becoming. It was
Mhm.
it was a beautiful book for me. Um, I think with her, it really showed how she is just like us. And
Mhm.
if she is who she is, like there's no reason we can't be whoever we want to be. Yeah.
Yes.
And the same thing for her husband. That's why I love both of them. And what other book can I recommend? Yeah, I guess I do. What kind of books you like?
It just depends on the person. Have you I did listen to 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
That's a good
Phenomenal. Totally different than his social media persona. The book was so, if I could say, dope. I mean, it was so dope. I've listened to it 4 times already.
Oh wow.
Um, TD Jakes, Don't Drop the Mic. Phenomenal read. Like that has helped me and inspired me so much. It just, I think it depends on, like, for me, I'm not gonna limit
Mm,
myself to anything. So I'm gonna definitely check out the books that you recommended. I just think listening and hearing the inside of other entrepreneurs, you have to go deeper in this thing to grow.
most definitely.
Yeah. And even 50 talks about the people you surround yourself with, and what makes good business sense and what's not, using wisdom, and how to, like you said, um the money is good, but what I've learned is, going in and out of these networking events, is people observe your behavior. How are you treating the person next to you? How are you interacting? And the only way we're going to be able to seriously interact and connect to people is on a spiritual level, or it is having, possessing the spirit of God, and being able to project that outwardly and treat people with love and kindness at the end of the day.
Most definitely. It's
Because if
interesting
you,
you said that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was going to say, because if you're rude to someone, other people are watching.
Most definitely. And it opened doors for you.
Yes.
It opened so many doors. It's funny that you said that, how I met you. Um,
Mhm.
like being myself, I met Greg, and he's like, I want you to train my instructors. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And that was actually my first class.
Oh wow, you
Yeah,
were great at it. But
thank you.
phenomenal spirit. I was eager to learn because of the way you presented yourself, the way that you taught. Your delivery was on point. And this is coming from, I was instructing already, and I had been doing it for years. And even our other instructor, she loved it. And you handled us with care, but yet you stayed on task. And it's like, wow.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've watched and I've observed you, and I'm like, wow, this she really have it. You have it.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate
You are welcome. You
It's so funny that we're speaking on money, because with that business, I was a microblading instructor. I had my own company, and I travel all over the U.S.
wow.
And it shows you how you have to follow God in your moves, because every journey along your journey, you're going to be encountering situations that's teaching you something.
Yes.
And that was the business that taught me that it has to be deeper than money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not to brag on myself, but it's not. Money is easy to get. It's
Yes.
just how you go about getting it, what you're doing with it. But with that business, I literally I would host 3 classes in 3 days and easily make 30. Oh, I mean, each class I had like about 6 people, 8 people. I did my profits were amazing, but my classes were from like 8 to 5, 8 to 4. By 12 o'clock, I was ready to go.
Yeah,
And it got to that point, I was like, you know what? Because I've been praying and being connected with myself, it's something here I'm supposed to learn, but this is not it.
that's it.
And I connected with so many women, and that was like the thought of like, at the beginning of my class, I would let everybody introduce themselves, and it's like we lack as a whole self-love.
Self love.
Sure.
Wow. And I know definitely along the journey you collect, you know, key skills to move you into your purpose. Your purpose. I love that you collected that and realized that because, it's so many women, so many, not just women, I'm gonna say people in general
For
who,
sure.
yeah, who don't understand the value that they possess. I, I listened to I went to a comedy show recently, and Tiffany Haddish said, "Every time I enter into a room, I add value." That was so powerful to me. It was just like, not that I haven't heard that before, but with the confidence
Right.
and the love and the sincerity that she delivered her statement with, it impacted the entire audience. And I left like, wait a minute now, I add value everywhere I go to, and
Right.
it took it to another level for me. And that's what you're doing with women across the country. You're taking it to another level for them. And you guys, Drina has it went off, but she will be right back in. And when she comes back in, we're going to continue to talk about taking self love and value to another level, because I think this is a really good place and a really good space that we can continue this conversation, because so many people today, they don't see themselves for who they really are. They don't understand the gifting that they possess, the quality that you can bring to any situation or scenario, but you have to see yourself as such first. That's, these last couple of years, I had to recognize that no matter what, I add value. No matter what, I am quality. No matter what, I am enough. And definitely, it might feel crazy at first if you're not used to doing it, but being able to speak life over yourself, being able to increase yourself, being able to add, that quality to yourself. And that's why we're talking about entrepreneurship, even studying, reading your book. We're going to get back into self love. Um, we're going to talk a little bit more about how she um, connected to God, her journey through Christ and things like that. But this is a good place and a good space. If you don't know who you are or what your vision is, I just encourage you to ask Christ. I say go deeper, go higher. If you want more out of life, connect to your spirit man. That's where it's at. That's what it is. So that's where we were at. Drina clicked off. I don't know what happened, but I know she'll come back in a moment. And we're talking about self love. The self love box is what she designed to help people across the country to learn how to love themselves. There's so many people who don't love themselves, or so many people who don't know that they have quality. It's so many people who don't even know how to connect to other people on a deeper, more intimate level. The Word of God says we are helpers one to another. And I can only help you as much as you allow me to help you, and people can only help me as much as I allow them to help me. But I'm in a place, in a space in my life to where I want to grow beyond anything I ever imagined. And I'm hoping that, if you're tuning in, that you're in that same space, like, I want to grow. We got to stop worrying about what are people going to think or what are people going to say about us, and just be our true, authentic selves. And if you don't know who that is, like I say, I encourage you, connect to the Father, connect to the source. And that way you can go higher and higher spiritually. You can know who you are. I didn't know who I was until I got in Christ. And Drena is back.
I am so sorry.
That's okay, girl. I mean, I was just, sharing with people about the self-love box and knowing that they have value. And how you created this box to so that they can go higher and connect to their true authentic selves.
Most definitely.
So what has been the greatest impact of the self-love box so far? What have you noticed?
So far. The reviews, some of them make me cry.
Love it.
I think the biggest impact, initially at the retreat, the ages range from like 14 to like 62. And the lady that was 62 years old, at the end, she came up to me and she was like, I didn't know what to think at first, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to come.
Mhm.
But she's like, I just want to thank you for taking out the time to have this and the impact that it has had on the community and myself. And I'm like, wow, like she's 63.
Wow.
And it was an amazing moment for me. It was one of those moments like, okay, you're right where you're supposed to be at. Like,
That's
keep going,
Keep going.
keep
One
going.
thing I've discovered, the older I get, the less I realize I know. And that's coming under the umbrella of Christ, understanding that, D'Amica, just be led. You don't know anything. And it doesn't matter if the person is 16 or 60, we can learn.
Right.
We can learn. So that's a beautiful thing that, she came to you and she said it impacted her.
Yeah.
What type of people are you drawn to, Drena?
I'm drawn to people that are real.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of, I don't know, like there are a lot of different people out here, everybody from different walks of life. And just to find pure people is like, I'm not gonna call it magical, but it's like, okay, like it's,
Wow.
yeah, it's cool to meet them. And I thank God throughout my years, I have connected with some amazing people. I don't
Mhm.
talk to them every single day, but I know like they're a phone call away,
Mhm.
for me, and that's very important and real for me myself to just have those people. But just real people, people that just want more out of life and not afraid to ask and put in the work to do it.
I love that. So, when did you fall in love with Jesus?
Oh, let's see.
I love
So
asking people that question. I just love it. It's
I've always been a believer. I grew up like I'm from the South, like deep
okay.
in the South in Mississippi. So I come from a family that we went to church every Sunday. Like,
Mhm.
and if they had vacational Bible study, is that what it's called? Yeah,
Yeah.
we were there in the summer the whole week. Like we were in church. But to be honest with you, I didn't really learn a lot in church. Not to knock church,
No,
I think
no,
it's
no.
a
That's
great avenue for people. But just having real spiritual conversations with my grandmother,
okay.
just seeing her and how she moved made me know that there is a God. There have been periods in my life where I maybe strayed away in a sense, but he always will bring you right back to him, and you just have to make this sound decision like, you know what, this is the only place I want to be.
That's it.
um but just I think I've been the most connected in my business years
Nice.
because it's been, it's a different ball game in business. It's not just your everyday walk of life.
Mm.
It's different. So I think I've become the closest to him since I've been in business, for sure.
Wow. Wow. Because it's some things you just have to put before him.
You got to. It's not. It's like, you know
Mhm.
what? I can't even handle this. I got to get this to someone bigger than me. And the only person bigger than me is God.
And
So
that's
like,
it.
what's up, God?
And you know what I'm discovering is and this is for anybody that's listening, your relationship with God is your relationship. Like you
Most,
can talk to God the way that you connect to him and speak to him. It doesn't have to be the way the church mom did it, or it doesn't have to be, you can just talk to him like she said, "What's up, God?" Like king, friend, father, daddy, God, whatever it is, however you connect is how you connect. And you have to connect, and that's your relationship. That's the beautiful part about the individual relationships with him,
right.
is that I connect to you on this level, and the beautiful part is it gets more intense until you just more than entangled. you
Listen.
you're so intertwined with him that it's like every move you make, you're consulting him and speaking to him the way that you guys connect. And it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't have to look like everybody else's relationship.
Most
That's
definitely.
that's the beauty.
Most definitely.
So how do you want to make people feel?
Just happy. Like, just happy. I have these little lines in my face here. I'm like thinking about getting little
Smile.
Botox or something, girl. But
It's
like,
from
I just,
smiling.
huh?
It's from smiling.
From
Mine are
smiling.
easy.
Yes. I
Yeah.
have smile lines in there. It's so horrible, but it's like, people be like, why you smile so much? Like, I'm happy. Like, you smile too, and they'll smile. And it's just like, okay, happy day. But just to make people happy, man. Life is so short. Like, you come around me, let's have some fun. Let's smile. Like, we gonna make the best out of this day.
Yes, yes. I'm loving it. My mind just went to ladies, leaders. If you're having a retreat, you guys have to order this the self-love box from Drena. I can see that being huge. That's something that they can give to their guests
Most
as they
definitely.
come in. So that would be really, really nice.
Yeah.
So what are some of your goals right now?
Just to be intentional with everything that I'm doing, no distractions. I don't really have distractions like that, but you just never know what you may encounter down the road. And
Mhm.
just staying tunnel vision on the things that I'm working on. I have some really great ideas for the self love box. I'm actually working on one for men, but it's gonna be produced by men. So, I'm having to make a whole lot of phone calls and have a whole lot of conversations. So I'm really excited about that.
I love
That's
that.
like the next thing that's coming up. I do plan on writing more because I just launched the ebook.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that was really big for me.
Okay. What's the name of the book?
The name of my book is The Self Love Guide to Living a Happy, Abundant, and Successful Life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's a very easy read, to the point, and the reviews that I've gotten back on it have been amazing. But it's pretty good.
Wow. I
Yeah,
love that.
thank you.
So, Drena, what do you secretly love about yourself?
What do I secretly love about myself?
Hmm.
Um, that I'm very caring. Yeah, I would have to say that I'm very caring. I've had to have balance with that too, but everything is like balance. But I'm a very caring person.
It is because I think, when you care so much, we can go overboard and
Yeah,
then lose ourselves into somebody else's stuff. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and I ask secretly because sometimes we don't want to. When you are balanced, sometimes we don't. We you want to remain humble, but you like I can't say that, and so that's why I ask people secretly. What do you secretly love that other people know, but we don't want to brag about? So this your hour to brag.
Okay, well, since you said secretly, I didn't take that secretly part as in depth as I should have. Something secret I love about myself. Hmm, let me think on that one.
Okay, you
Secretly
come
that
back.
because the
But
things I love about myself are just here.
you know what? And that's why I love the one-on-ones because this is your hour. Hey, pour it on thick. This is your time to really, look at yourself and share yourself because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we're doing and how hard we're working.
Right.
Because you be the team lead and playing all the spots on the field, but never stopping to recognize, like, wow, I have been working hard and I am pretty great. So hey, this your time.
So it's just one thing that I secretly love about myself. Well, I can't say that one because that's kind of evident at this point. I was gonna say like I never give up. Like I'm gonna keep going, going, going till I get it. It's like okay, now I
Hey,
can stop now. I think that I think that sometimes can go over people's heads where they just look at it like things just come easy to me and it doesn't, you know. But the mentality that I have, like I'll never give up.
I
Like
love it.
I have some set goals, and I know that that's where God wants me to be because of
Mhm.
all my trial and errors in the past, and I'm gonna get there. So I would say that part about me secretly, like I never give up on anything. If it looked like I gave up, that was just the ending point for that, you know.
That's
But
easy.
I would say that.
Wow. So definitely you're a force to be reckoned with.
Hey.
Hey, I love that. So, what advice would you have given your younger self in your 20s or 30s or at some point in your life?
um, yeah, I guess so. That's a good one. Um, so I would give my younger self. Um, that everything's gonna be okay.
That's it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Wow.
At
So,
30, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
That would be 20.
Okay.
At 30, I would give the advice I would give myself. Um, be patient.
It's
Yeah,
coming. That's
it's
it.
for sure.
That's it. So, let's say Drena you're the new addition to a crayon box. What color would you be and why?
I love colors. I would be gold.
Okay.
That's actually my favorite color, but I would be gold. It's the purest color there is. I'll be gold.
Nice. Yeah, I can see you as gold.
Hey, thank you.
So, what type of things do you think about when you're traveling alone in your car?
That little restaurant over there look like they have some good food and a nice glass of wine. On a deep day, that's just me just learning how to be present at all
In the
times.
moment. Nice.
Yeah. Um, on a deeper level, I would say, um, I don't know. I drive and be writing a book in my head, like literally, like, and I have my daughter pull my phone out and go to the notes, like,
Oh, you sound like me. It's like ridiculous. Like, and my daughter be over there like,
right.
wow. So, do you love to travel?
I love to travel, not for work
Okay.
anymore,
Okay.
but I love to travel.
Nice.
I love to travel.
So, what were you like in high school, Drena?
Oh my
I'm
god.
just speaking to mom, the entrepreneur, because I want to know, like, hey,
In high school, I was fun,
okay,
confident, a little loud. Like you knew Drina was coming, and my friend, you knew we were coming. You were gonna have a good time with us. I would bring it down to those three. Like,
I like that.
yeah.
Wow. So it's confidence. Has that always been something that's been a part of who you are?
Yeah, for the most part. Growing up, it's just I can't get down into other ways people were raised, but like growing up for me, like in Mississippi, like it's something that my grandmother and my mom, like they instilled in me at a
Hmm.
very young age. I don't know if they just knew what I would be up against
Okay.
growing up, but it was kind of instilled in me. So I would, yeah.
Okay. So what type of things would they say to you? Because these are things that our young women now they need that, what type of things would they say to you to just kind of stick to the meat on your bones?
Um, my grandmother, to hold my head up, and she will always compliment me. She can dress really well, so I kind of picked it up from her. So it was a thing, you look good. Like my grandmother, she, I'm not gonna tell her age, she'll kill me,
Okay.
but
What's her name? What's her name?
her name is Sarah. I call her
Okay.
Mama,
Okay.
but my grandmother's up there, and she wake up every day and get dressed like
I
she
love
is going. I'm not gonna say a runway, depending on the
it. Just
occasion,
keep
but
going.
yeah, I mean makeup, hair, like I can count on my head how many times, on one hand, how many times I've seen my grandmother like outside of her bedroom with like a bonnet on. It's that serious with her, and I grew up watching that.
Okay. Ladies,
So
y'all hear that? Every day, grandma gets up
every
and gets
day,
dressed. So you can get up, pandemic or not, work from home or not, get up and get dressed.
right? Because I a lot of people look at it like internally you definitely want to feel good, but just taking care of yourself and getting up and getting dressed up for the day gives you a different level of confidence that you need to really push you through the day. That's really important. But other things that they told me, you just like you're beautiful, you have to know it. Don't focus on nobody else thinking it for you. um Always keep like a great personality, be nice to people, be kind, just things like that that just really keep your energy and spirit where it need to be to just feel pretty.
Nice. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, um, tell us what's one of the funniest things that has happened to you recently?
Well, I was looking through my daughter play a lot, okay? But I was looking through my phone and I saw this picture of myself,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, my hair done, and no, what, my hair was tied up, my skin looked nice, but I was asleep and my mouth was wide open. And I'm like, girl, when did you take this picture? But that's the funniest thing
One of the
that's happened to me.
funniest. That's good stuff. Okay, so what inspires you on a daily basis?
My daughter's future.
Okay,
It inspires me.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And what's one of your biggest accomplishments to date?
Um, my biggest accomplishment to date, I would say having a real sound relationship with God. That's my biggest accomplishment.
That's absolutely beautiful. Wow. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of this, and this has been such a great time for me. I have enjoyed your presence. Your spirit is just beautiful.
Thank you.
So tell us three fun facts about Drena.
3 fun facts about Drena. Um, I'm a dreamer and I study my dreams.
Okay.
Um, when I buy my dream home, I'm going to have a deer for a pet.
Okay. I'm certain it'll just show up.
Hello, God, I need a deer, A baby. I want a baby deer though.
It's
Like,
gonna be a baby. That's what my mind was thinking, a
yeah, a
baby.
baby
Yeah,
deer.
it's gonna show
Yeah.
up.
My one of my friends from back home, he's like a ranger or something, and he do wildlife. He be like, "Girl, you can't do that. That's against the regulations." I'm like, "Watch me."
Hey, you know what? When I was young, I used to want a baby lion. I don't want that anymore. But so hey, I say a deer is playing it safe. They
Thank
show up
you.
anyhow.
They
So
do. I just
mhm,
need one to come.
he gonna show up right when you get the keys and your first night. He gonna show up.
Well, you know what? When that happened, I'm gonna be like, "No, nigga! Oh my
Call
God!
me.
Look what happened!" And one more thing, a fun fact about myself. I'm a homebody.
Okay, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, right. Like I enjoy being at home. Like I really do.
I love it. I love it. So, so close us out, Drena. Please leave the people with something inspirational. What would you leave them with?
So guys, I would share with you guys to make sure that you're spending time and focusing on self-love and self-care. It is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. Make sure you believe in yourself, and whatever it is that you feel in your heart that you want to do, go after it. There's no such thing as failure. You will only learn lessons from the things that you go through, and keep God first.
Man, definitely. All right, you guys. That has been our episode with Miss Drena B. This has been a great time. I say replay because this has been a good episode. You guys have a blessed night.
Good night.